Hey, what's going on, folks? It's me, Justin, and today I'm just going to be talking about my future with programmatic SEO and kind of what I've learned building a few different sites over the last few weeks, months in this space, and really just what my plans are moving forward now. So check this out. So previously, I was very much in the learning phase as far as figuring out how the software works, figuring out how to find data sets, figuring out what kind of content create, things like that. And it was very much these three steps, find a data set online, figure out how to use it, and then just blast away. And while that may work to some extent, it has worked. And there's still a lot that's still cooking and marinating and getting going to be ranking soon. The results are more or less hundreds or thousands of pages that are just the exact same. And I'm sorry, my cat's right here messing with the receipt. There she goes. So, for a not real example, it'd be something like the best email software for every single industry I could find, businesses, and it's just the same list of the top 10 email marketing softwares. Again, I'm not going to say like whether that's good or bad because I was getting in the learning phase, and especially, with SEO, you cannot learn SEO in a vacuum. You have to put stuff out there and see what works and see what ranks. So, again, not necessarily good or bad, but it definitely was not the best damn page about, email software for the construction industry or construction businesses out there. So I think going forward, it's going to be a number of different things as far as these sites go. Instead of just finding one data set and just using it, combining multiple data sets to create something that's entirely unique. And maybe that means you have a list of 10,000 rows over here and a list of 3,000. Well, you do a VLOOKUP to find similar or matching columns or something like that, and then you're only left with that 3,000. But it took 3,000 additional points of data from that list of 10,000, and now it's something that really you're the only one that has access to. And I think that, coupled with something like scraping data or your own insights, things that only really you have access to as far as your business or your website goes. Because I think with scraping data alone, what you're basically doing is taking what somebody else already put out there and just formatting it in a way that makes it look unique, but it's still just information that's already readily available. But again, couple that with you scrape some data and then you add another data set and combine that, or you couple that again with your own unique insights that, hey, only so it is truly unique. And then some other schmuck comes along and scrapes that data and, and starts competing with you. So that, as far as data sets go, that's kind of my game plan. And also working on a much smaller scale, because previously it was very I was so geeked to be able to take a list of every city in the United States and blast out 74,000 pages of the best alcohol delivery services in everywhere from Akron, Ohio to Bridgewater, South Dakota. And there's a spelling mistake there. Editing, truly. But I don't think that's really. Yes, it can work, and it has worked. It's been shown to work, alcoholdelivery.com. But I don't know if that's really great. I don't know if that's really something I want to do anymore. So again, smaller scale, and keep going back to this, truly like adding unique portions with those insights, with 100% unique content, paragraphs, what have you, graphs, charts, pictures, actually creating unique pictures for every page. Now I kind of was doing this with like the spin tax, as far as taking content that was already written and rewriting it a few different times. That way, when it was published, it was for the most part unique in that if you load up two different pages, they probably wouldn't say the exact same thing. They would say the same thing as far as the message you're trying to get across, but they wouldn't say literally the exact same. This is my dog. I love my dog. Things like that. So I think the result of that will be there'll be fewer pages that end up being put up, but the ones that are put up are like the best possible solution. They are truly, this is good to go. And again, not a real example going back to email marketing software. It would be kind of the same thing. But instead of just being the same list of 10, the top 10 email marketing software that provide the best affiliate commission, it would be a tailored approach for each industry after doing research and finding like the actual, okay, this is a great email marketing software for construction industry. And then you could probably go a little bit take a step back and go, okay, let's kind of construction, architecture, interior design, kind of put all those in one box. And then you could probably publish a list of similar email marketing softwares. But as far as just pushing, Active Campaign, HubSpot, MailChimp, which sucks, actually putting out, okay, these are actually industry specific email marketing softwares. And they are the actual best software for that industry business. You know what I mean? And something like that can still be done at scale. It will just be produced over time instead of all at once. I'm still on the WPL import train, and I will continue to be on the WPL import train because I bought the software. I think it's still available for a one-time purchase as opposed to like a monthly or yearly thing, which they plan on moving to at some point, depending on when you're watching this video, of course. But the cool thing is where I've discovered this, you can import your data set, whatever that may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you found. It could be something you're creating from a URL and update it periodically. So like I have the steps right now here, start with a spreadsheet where you have a few completed rows where, hey, we're getting started. We have our first 10 industries complete. They're ready to go. There's unique paragraphs. Images are actually created for each post, whether that's manually or through some auto-generated image software. Placid, I think, is one. Charts and graphs and tables and quotes and insights and everything, all that is right there. Boom, it's ready to be published. And you can set it so as more lines are added and completed, WPL import will run I believe it's a cron job, where they go back, they re-import that spreadsheet, and any new rows that are added, they'll be published. And any rows, if you want, any rows that are already published that are changed can be updated. So it doesn't necessarily need to be something where you have it all done at once. It could be improved over time and added to. And if there's another paragraph that you want to be added to a post from 10 years, or not 10 years ago, 10 lines ago, you can add that and it'll reflect on the site, on Sunday or whatever. So I think that's kind of the moving forward, making really, really good stuff. And then additionally, at some point, as far as scaling goes, when you have a system like that set up, it would not be out of the realm of possibilities to find, a VA or a research contractor or an employee to go in and find that information and just say, hey, okay, see this paragraph? This is what we're doing for this paragraph. You can see how it's related to the industry. It's tailored. It makes sense, where we're making sure that when people come to this page, they know that we're talking specifically to them because they're in the construction industry, they're in the architecture industry. They want to hear architecture nomenclature. They want to see use cases for email marketing software for interior designers. Why do they need email marketing software? Things like that. So have that going on, and not necessarily trying to pump out as fast as possible, but just publish easier. And additionally, I don't believe. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't believe. I don't want to work on a pure or with a pure like programmatic SEO site. Moving forward, I think combining it, and I've talked about this a little bit in Twitter and YouTube, whatever. Combining with editorial SEO, which is kind of the classic, the just regular ass articles, the normal articles that everybody in like the niche site or authority site space is used to creating. So creating those pieces, as well as creating socially shareable content. That way, it's not just like a reliance on social, or not social media, but search traffic. You have, I guess you're competing against all the algorithms. You have that content coming in. You have, let's say maybe an email sign up form. So you have that. I probably should have included that as well. Email, maybe push notifications if people still, I think people still click on those. I don't like them, but I know I'm not a regular internet user. Some people want the notification that whatever is published. So again, with the not real example, continuing on with the email marketing. So you have the PSEO, which is, the best email software for every industry. And that's work down the line, 5-10 a week or a day, depending on how fast you want to work, and getting those banged out. The editorial content, which might be like just regular ass articles, the best time of day to send emails, or the best subject lines to get open rates for your e-commerce store or something. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, where you're not going to be creating those at scale. You're going to be creating them one at a time. And then shareable content that's meant to be dispersed and bring people back. And this was incredibly difficult to come up with for the email marketing in the niche, we'll say, because it's not really a socially shareable kind of topic of discussion. B2B is incredibly difficult, but I think sharing something like the future of email marketing, like predictions and trends for the next year on a place like LinkedIn or possibly Twitter, maybe Facebook, different social media platforms, Reddit perhaps, that could be something where, John reads it and he sends it to his boss and says, hey, look, this is what we should be looking for. And then, they might disperse it amongst their friends or whatever. Or, get some traffic on one of the platforms, because it's actually providing like real insights and not just like the typical, as far as SEO goes, voice search and AI content stuff that everybody talks about. But it's like, hey, here's actual quotes and data points and information and what we've seen. Yeah, or use something like that to like drum up business. If this is the service business where you either have your own email marketing software or you're an email marketing agency or something like that, I think this would be incredibly useful. So I think that's all I got. That's what I got. I think my keyboard is charging, so I can't use the arrows. I got to click today. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but yeah.